Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome to my first Simon Says stamp video for this week using the December card kit. It comes with a bunch of pattern paper, which I'm moving off to the side right now, so I'll talk about that in a bit. The stamp set is the Simon Says Stamp New Big Christmas Wishes set, and I'm going to pull out the mittens, the sentiment, and the string. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these stamps and I'm going to kind of place them where I want them to be. I've cut this piece of white cardstock to 2 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm actually going to cut it down to 2 1/4. I just wanted to give myself a little bit of room just in case I didn't get it centered quite right. So once I get them placed where I want them, I'm going to mark it with a pencil all around there so I know exactly where it's going to be stamped. I'm going to use my VersaFine black onyx ink, which I always use for clear stamps just because I love the good coverage I get with it. And I'm just going to erase my pencil lines, and then I'm going to stamp these mittens in Wild Wasabi Stampin' Up! Ink. Now, since I hadn't used Stampin' Up! Ink with these stamps before, I pulled out my Stamp-A-Majig, and once you get it down there for the first stamp, place your Stamp-A-Majig right there, and then it's always lined up so you can stamp it as many times as you want to get good coverage. And I probably didn't even need to stamp it twice, but I ended up stamping both of them twice so that they would be even. Next, I'm going to color in these hearts using a Copic marker R29, just because that has a really nice fine tip and it gives me nice smooth coverage. Next step is adding the embroidery thread. I'm going to mark on each side where I want the thread to wrap around the edge. And I'm going to take my 2A glue pen and I'm going to draw a line from the center to the edge, and then I'm going to take my thread and I'm just going to kind of push it into this path of the glue and it'll stick right to it. It's really easy to do. And then I'm going to just take a tape runner and I'm going to wrap the string around each side and I'm going to trim off the excess. Alright, I went ahead and trimmed it out to the 2 1/4 high, and I'm going to take the VersaFine ink again with my sentiment. I'm going to stamp it right there. Alright, now it's time to take my pattern paper strips. I am using the Doodlebug Home for the Holidays paper. It comes in 6x6. This first piece is a gray stripe and I've cut it to 1 inch thick. I've cut 2 pieces. I'm going to put one on the top, one on the bottom, and that should leave plenty of room right there in the middle for my white panel. So I'm just going to apply that again with the ATG gun. And then there's actually a piece of green paper that has a bunch of white dots and rows across, and so I just trimmed off 2 different rows, and I'm going to use one on the top and one on the bottom. And then I saved the black pieces for last, and I did that so that I could decide at the end kind of if I wanted to go on top of the gray, on top of the white, or in the middle, depending on where my image turned out to be in my white panel. So I think I ended up just putting it in the middle. Again with the 2A glue pen. And then once I get all that placed, I'm going to turn it over with my scissors and I'm going to trim off the excess. And then finally I'm going to take some glossy accents and I'm going to cover those hearts to make them nice and shiny. And that's it. Pretty simple card. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back tomorrow for card number 2. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.